This podcast is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever find yourself playing the budgeting game? Well, with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive, you can find options that fit your budget and potentially lower your bills. Try it at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law. Not available in all states.
Close your eyes, exhale, feel your body relax, and let go of whatever you're carrying today.
Well, I'm letting go of the worry that I wouldn't get my new contacts in time for this class. I got them delivered free from 1-800-CONTACTS. Oh my gosh, they're so fast.
And breathe.
Oh, sorry. I almost couldn't breathe when I saw the discount they gave me on my first order. Oh, sorry. Namaste.
Visit 1-800-CONTACTS.com today to save on your first order.
1-800-CONTACTS.
I'm dying. I'm dying. I am literally dying right now. I'm dying right now.
Okay, just to cut in here, the woman you're hearing is not actually dying. She's just really excited, and for good reason.
It has been my ultimate dream for Taylor to wear one of my designs, and I cannot believe it.
What you're listening to is fitness entrepreneur Cassie Ho realizing that Taylor Swift is wearing clothing that she designed. It was just a quick shot in a video, but it was enough. Cassie's design went viral. A fluffy, multi-tiered active skirt called the Pirouette Skort, sold by Ho's brand Popflex.
The most famous version of it is light purple.
That's Mia Sato, a reporter for The Verge.
It has an elasticized waistband and like 3 tiers of this beautiful soft mesh. And it also has shorts underneath.
It's pretty. You can move in it. Taylor wore hers to play pickleball. And if you buy one from Popflex, it costs about $60.
I have a version actually at home. And it is really nice. I'll say that. It feels really nice on.
Oh, but the internet has other ideas. When I was getting ready to talk to you, I started to Google the phrase Pirouette Skort. And the, fill-in word that Google wanted me to put there was dupe. And when I do that, I am looking right now at my computer. I see a women's solid color yoga skirt, women's solid color yoga skirt shorts, feeling ballet skort, dupe of skort, ballet pirouette skort, women's pirouette tennis skort. There's just like a forest of dupes.
Like, I'm also looking at my computer. So the original is like $60. There's one on Shein for $19.48. Another one on Shein for $16.53. One at Old Navy that kind of looks similar but not as blatant for $9.49. You have no shortage of options if you are a shopper. And I think, indeed, a lot of people would just buy the cheaper version. They're looking at these two things like, what's the difference?
What indeed? What I'm looking at, what Mia's looking at, and what you're probably being served in ad content right now are dupes. They're not Cassie Ho's Pirouette Skort, but they're close enough.
Honestly, I feel like dupes are everything.
Cheap knockoffs have been around forever. But, Mia says, what's happening now is different. Internet algorithms have supercharged the dupe economy. And when dupes are everywhere, we come to expect them anywhere.
There's very powerful marketing that is done around it to make it seem like dupes are not just like a better deal, but our God-given right as like American shoppers to find something for cheaper.
Today on the show, how dupe culture took over the internet. I'm Lizzie O'Leary, and you're listening to What Next TBD, a show about technology, power, and how the future will be determined. Stick around.
This podcast is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever think about switching insurance companies to see if you could save some cash? Progressive makes it easy. Just drop in some details about yourself and see if you're eligible to save money when you bundle your home and auto policies. The process only takes minutes, and it could mean hundreds more in your pocket. Visit Progressive.com after this episode to see if you could save. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states.
Not all meals are created equal. For instance, breakfast has the spicy egg McMuffin for a limited time, and lunch doesn't. McDonald's breakfast comes first. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
I'm going to date myself here, but when I was young, the status purse was from Kate Spade. I remember one that I really wanted. It was bright orange, and it had these long brown patent leather handles. Back then, the internet was just taking off. My mom still had a dial-up modem that made that horrible clanging sound. And to get a fake Kate Spade purse, I would have had to go to Canal Street in New York City. And if you didn't live in a major city or near one, you were SOL. Fast forward 30 years, and any American teenager can buy any dupe on their phone.
I think one of the biggest things is that the internet promises sort of limitless shelf space. And we're not confined by, what stores will carry or what brands can get into Macy's or whatever. We have an endless array of, Amazon pages, but also these sort of fly-by-night pop-up store fronts that are here and then gone, within a couple weeks. And when there is that space, something will fill it. And this goes for, influencer content or TikTok videos as much as it does skirts that look like you could do ballet and play tennis in them. Like, to me, the line between those two things is very thin. And so you have this environment where it's an endless scroll internet of both products and content. And manufacturing and product development, we've really gotten it down pat, it's really fast. And there are systems all over the world that enable us to spin up products really quickly in a way that it just didn't exist before. And so a photo of Taylor Swift wearing a purple tennis skirt could go viral on Monday, and maybe by the next Monday there are prototypes somewhere else, right? And then they're shipping the next week. Like, it's a really quick turnaround. And I think that has enabled dupes to take off in a way that, the Canal Street sellers, who are still there,
Yep.
And we love them, but, it's not the same anymore. You don't need, a little corner on Canal to sell your wares. You can just make an eBay storefront or something.
My introduction to dupes comes via skincare, which I think for a lot of people might be the gateway drug. Like, I will say something that will resonate with some people, and others will be like, what are you talking about, you crazy lady? SkinCeuticals CE Ferulic Acid Serum.
I'm right there with you.
Which is a very pricey, retails for like $185 vitamin C serum. And for years, I have gone back and forth on, is this worth it? Can I buy a cheaper one? Are the versions that people are trying to reverse engineer any good? And I guess I wonder, what else besides skincare do you think has really become kind of dupe-centric?
Definitely like the skincare and beauty space.
These are dupes of high-end skincare products that are not only cheaper, but in my opinion, better than the originals. Number one is
fashion.
I got the $300 diesel top. Just kidding, it's a dupe.
Accessories.
If you love the YSL Mica 276 sunglasses, I found an exact dupe. I went on a hunt on Amazon and found these. They are exactly the same.
Home goods like couches and lamps and art.
We finally found the perfect cloud couch dupe that actually holds its shape, and I'm telling you, it may be the comfiest couch out there. We've been on the hunt for
I was recently, as I was writing the story, reminded of the selfie mirror, or what had come to be called the selfie mirror. It was like a squiggly pink, huge stand-up mirror that all the influencers, right? You remember. But this, like mirrors and lamps and coffee tables and sculptural like objects for the home, tech products, phone cases, headphones, fitness trackers, keyboards. It's everywhere. Food, like places, the island of Santorini.
Wait, the island of Santorini?
Yeah, I've seen like content that's like, this other place is a dupe of Santorini.
Some people say this is the best dupe for Santorini, but I'll let you be the judge of that. This is Astypalia, a tiny Greek island in the middle of the Aegean that has somehow managed to stay under the radar, with the layout almost identical to Santorini.
You know what I mean? Like the word dupe is applied to literally everything. It's applied to experiences. It's applied to consumables. It's applied to durable goods. It's applied to workouts. Like it is, it's so enticing, I think, to viewers. And that's why you kind of have this like, self-fulfilling prophecy almost of like, we're going to call something a dupe. So then people will try to fill that dupe demand, right? Like people want SkinCeuticals dupes. So companies are going to make things that could be called a dupe of that.
What makes a dupe? Because on the one hand, you could say it's very simple. It's a cheaper version of a product that someone aspires to. And yet, in the way you wrote about it and with the people that you spoke to, it seemed like it was something more, that creating a dupe also had some degree of savvy or promise or some intangible getting one over on the man.
Yeah, I think dupes, in order to be a dupe, it can't just like kind of look alike. It's a big part of it, but that alone is not enough. It's not enough that it's just a little bit cheaper. It has to feel like an adequate substitute. And it might be because it, works kind of good, like maybe not as well as SkinCeuticals, but like is sufficient. Or in the case of the squirt, maybe it doesn't feel the same, but in photos it looks really identical, or like, from a distance it pretty much looks just like the original. So I think there's this sense of like, it needs to be a pretty good alternative. And I think part of the reason the dupe marketing is so effective is because people want to feel like they got a win. People want to feel like they found a cheat code, that they found an option that is maybe friendlier on the wallet, or comes quicker, isn't sold out, or doesn't support a big brand, but still you get that experience of ownership over that product. And I think there's also, this sense of entitlement too. Like we as consumers, the thinking goes, deserve the same thing at different price points. If I don't think this skirt is worth $60, I deserve a cheaper version that kind of aligns with what I think is the value of this thing.
I think about two forces that have brought us to this point. One is obviously globalization. The fact that supply chains are so much more diversified and that production time is so much shorter than it used to be. But then there is also the role of the internet and social media and the sort of collapsing of distance between someone you see on a screen and yourself, right? The people we see as influencers now could be any one of us. And I wonder how you see the role of social media here and the role of monetized social media.
Yeah, I think it's, not an accident that dupes take off in a moment where you can watch a video and embedded on the video is a link to buy the thing that you're watching, that you're seeing, right? Like, and this is why I say there's, to me, really a very thin line between quote unquote content and dupes, because often the content itself is a means to an end to buy something. And I think, SpawnCon is one thing, but a lot of content we consume online is just like ideas for what we should buy next. I don't know if that's just me, but a lot of my feed is like people saying, here's a product I recommend. Here are my favorite things from this month. Here's a really good find at Trader Joe's. Here are my new headphones that I really, really like. And to me, it's like when you are bombarding people with that kind of content, there are all these different companies that will swarm to catch those potential buyers. And so the jump from like user-generated content to dupes everywhere is like really just a stone's throw, I think. And you're right that like the systems that recommend a video to me are the same systems that also recommend a skirt to me. And it's the dupes are really fascinating because I think they kind of are buoyed by the same forces that make the original popular in the first place. Like the fact that all the Taylor Swift fans saw Taylor Swift in this skirt because recommendation algorithms feed them Taylor Swift content, right? Like that's the same way that a dupe from Shein is also elevated. It's like someone saying, I just got a dupe of the Taylor Swift skirt. And like, I really recommend it because it's, you know, a quarter of the price of the original.
But of course, it's not just user-generated content. One of the things you highlight in your piece is how big companies are doing this too. Trader Joe's makes a ton of products that are, if not exact dupes for other things, very, very similar. When did big brands start getting in on this?
I feel like it's become really visible in an age of short-form video because the marketing of the dupes, you know, it's often happening digitally on our feeds. I don't think Whole Foods would put signs in its stores being like, oh, this product that is, you know, branded in our in-house, or this product that is one of our in-house brands, like this is a dupe of Cheez-Its or whatever. But it's kind of like, if you know, you know. The Trader Joe's stuff is really fascinating to me because there is like a whole, you know, Trader Joe's is not really shy about this. They have like their knockoff Oreo cookies, JoJo's, right? I think they're called JoJo's. So it's been like kind of the business model, but the Trader Joe's like personal care, skincare things, I think has really turned that dial up. The packaging is very, very similar. And you can see how someone would watch a TikTok that is like a girl somewhere in America being like, this is a dupe, this lip gloss is a dupe of this other thing, and I just found it at Trader Joe's and it's $5.
Right. Don't buy the Summer Fridays lip gloss. Get this one.
Exactly. So you see that video, you go to your Trader Joe's, you pick up the dupe because you've just been told it's a dupe of this thing, go home, try it, make a video that's like, I saw someone else post about this dupe, so I went and bought it, and here's my review. Like it feels very of the internet. And I think that's kind of why it feels like it's collapsing in on itself also, because it's just like the content begets more content, and then the companies see that and then they try to jump on it. You know what I mean? It's just like a circular process over and over and over.
When we come back, wait a minute, can't you just patent something to make sure no one else copies it? It turns out the answer is complicated.
At Sierra, discover great deals on top brand workout gear, like high-quality walking shoes, which might lead to another discovery.
40,000 steps, baby! Who's on top now, Karen?
You've taken the office step challenge a step too far. Don't worry, though. Sierra also has yoga gear. It might be a good place to find your zen. Discover top brands at unexpectedly low prices. Sierra, let's get moving.
On WhatsApp, no one can see or hear your personal messages. Whether it's a voice call, message, or sending a password. To WhatsApp, it's all just this. So whether you're sharing the streaming password in the family chat or trading those late-night voice messages that could basically become a podcast, your personal messages stay between you, your friends, and your family. No one else. Not even us. WhatsApp. Message privately with everyone.
Ford Blue Cruise hands-free highway driving takes the work out of being behind the wheel, allowing you to relax and reconnect, while also staying in control. Enjoy the drive in Blue Cruise-enabled vehicles like the F-150, Explorer, and Mustang Mach-E. Available feature on equipped vehicles. Terms apply. Does not replace safe driving. See Ford.com/Blue Cruise for more details.
How is any of this legal? Aren't there patents and trademarks? I feel like there is a whole world of intellectual property, and yet dupes are everywhere.
Yeah, the interesting thing in reporting this story was that, like, the law is really, really specific. And when we're talking about fashion, at least, most of what we think of as like a design is not protectable. It's not the same as like someone taking a Louis Vuitton logo and sticking it on, a different knockoff bag. Like that is very straightforward trademark infringement. But if you're talking about like the shape of a skirt or the shape of a t-shirt, that stuff is hard to protect unless it has some sort of like art on it or a logo, or maybe it's like a very, very unique design that the designer has gotten a design patent for. But a lot of this stuff is like not really, nobody gets to own like the shape of a t-shirt, and that's a good thing. I think that's a good thing. You should be able to own the art that goes on it, but like nobody should have exclusive rights to like produce a t-shirt. But you can see how like companies that focus on dupes really push those boundaries. They know what they're doing. And I think they toe the line between something that is not, that is infringing and something that is totally fine in terms of the law, or at least like they don't think someone will come after them for it.
You talked to Cassie Ho, who designed the pirouette skirt where we started our conversation, and she went through the process of getting design patents. How much did that cost her, and why did she decide that was worth it?
It cost her, all said and done, between like the filing fees and other associated fees and then the legal fees, she told us it costs thousands per patent. And it does take some time. But I think she approached this because she kind of saw the dupes of her products as inevitable. I'll say that Cassie has quite a platform. She's been on the internet for many, many years, built a very successful fitness empire, really, and was kind of like the blueprint for a lot of YouTube fitness content creators. So I kind of understand her being like, I just launched my own company of activewear, and I'm guessing people would try to copy my work. And so her approach was really like, if I can secure design patents, it will be easier to protect my designs and also to get removals. That was a big part. You can have, patent in hand, go to Amazon or whatever and be like, see, this design is protected. I got this design patent and this product is infringing on my design patent. Now, Amazon is not a court of law, but, it is enough, it seems, just talking with Cassie to get them to maybe listen and take her a little bit more seriously. So she has, I think, 7 design patents, and she really goes down this patent approach when she believes that her design is really unique, something special that she believes other companies would try to rip off.
And yet here I am on an Amazon main page. I have typed pirouette skirt in, and my search returns just like a bonanza of pirouette skirt adjacent skirts with company names like RSBFK, Copy Leaf.
Copy Leaf is so funny.
Meow Meow Lace. Soothe Feel. Oh, her Grack? I don't know. How does a place like Amazon or Walmart, like, how do they deal with this? Because they're selling this stuff.
I've written about online e-commerce platforms and how they sort of police the stuff online. And it is like, it's really strange because the companies will tell me one thing and then you look at the site and you're like, the thing you say you are doing, either you're not doing it or it really isn't working. I think one of the more egregious things is that often these dupe listings just straight up use Cassie Ho's images. They don't even, shoot their own e-com photos. They just like screenshot the PopFlex listing and list it on Shein. I'm literally looking at one right now. And so you feel like, when these companies are confronted with questions like this, they often say like, we use, automated tools to scan for infringing products. We have all these internal systems. These days, I'm sure they're, touting their AI tools or whatever.
Mhm.
But it's just like doing a reverse image search for the literal same photo, that seems really straightforward. Like, it seems really simple to try to knock out at least like people using photos, which is a different kind of infringement, right, than design. Like if you're using someone else's pictures to sell a different product, you have bigger problems on your hand. So yeah, there's a real disconnect between what retailers say they are doing to prevent unlawful copies and what us as shoppers can just observe very easily.
I want to talk a little bit about how we talk about dupes, because on the one hand, it is clearly implying, right, this is a knockoff, this is a copycat, and yet there is a degree of knowing that is implied, a degree of consumer savvy or class equalization even that is a part of this. And I don't know how to pull those things apart, because at the end of the day, it just feels like dupes might be another strategy to part people from their money.
Yeah, I think that's really what it comes down to. In some ways, as I've been thinking about this and writing about this, I've kind of come around to like, I don't know, in a lot of these cases, I don't know if it matters if you have the quote unquote real thing or the fake thing. No matter what, you're buying something, right? That is the end goal. Whether you are Shein selling skirts using stolen images, or if you are Cassie Ho selling something that, I believe is thoughtfully designed. Like, I think she cares about what she makes. But for the consumer, the effect is the same. And I think often when we talk about dupes, the framework we use to discuss it is who's right and who's wrong in the situation. And you see a really wide range of like how social media or people online or public opinion kind of comes down on that question. Is it okay if you are ripping off a Birkin handbag, but maybe it's not okay if you're ripping off a PopFlex Pirouette skirt? Is it okay to rip off something if the design isn't that unique, right? That you don't think it's anything special or anything new? Like, dupes are possible because of recommendation algorithms. They're possible because of an internet built for scale rather than new ideas or originality. And I think right now we are in an era of social media that is very repetitive. It's replicable. The point of being an influencer is that people copy you. The point of being an influencer with a brand is that people will copy you. The point of posting something online is that it will sort of reach a wide audience that likes it or relates to it. And, how do other people do that? They copy what other influencers are doing. Like, it's very, it's a lot of sameness. And I thought dupes as kind of like that sameness invading our physical spaces was a really compelling framing. And it made me kind of creeped out, to be honest.
In many ways, this is a little bit reminiscent of the way we talk about and are thinking about AI, because the output might be the same, right? If you have something that was created by an artist and that was created by AI, one might be a reasonable facsimile of the other, but one kind of flattens and removes the work, the creative output, even just the hours of messing around that got you to the end goal.
Yeah. I think a lot about like the Studio Ghibli dupes, you could call them maybe.
Yeah.
Right? Like when we build for scale and we make more and more things, we get farther and farther away from the original creator and the original work and the original inspiration and the original message. And I think that's really what's happening here is like as things trickle downstream, they become diluted and sort of the image of the skirt, the blurry image of the skirt survives from cycle to cycle, but the work that Cassie Ho put in to design it in the first place is lost, right? And the thought that she put into each little component of the skirt is missing. And so I actually, I bought the original and then I bought 2 dupes on AliExpress. And it's kind of interesting, like what the dupes got right and what they didn't.
Is it worth what you spent?
No, they're kind of garbage. The dupes that I bought were like $16 and $19 or maybe even cheaper. They were less than $20 and they felt really bad in my hands. The waistband was like really stiff. It would be very hard to do like real active activities. I think I described the skirt as like inappropriately short. Even with the shorts underneath, I'm like, I don't think I could wear this anywhere. But then some things they did get pretty similar, like the shape of it overall is the same. It had kind of like the same inner pocket for your phone on the shorts. So they were paying attention, but the attention you can see right where it ends. And overall, like for the money I spent on the 2 dupes, I might as well just buy the original.
Mia Sato, thank you so much for coming on and talking with me.
Thank you. I really hope there's a SkinCeuticals or a real SkinCeuticals dupe eventually.
Mia Sato covers technology companies and life online for The Verge. And that is it for our show today. What Next TBD is produced by Evan Campbell, Patrick Fort, and Shayna Roth. Our show is edited by Paige Osborne. Mia Lobel is the executive producer at Slate, and TBD is part of the larger What Next family. And if you like what you heard today, the number one way to support our independent journalism is to join Slate Plus. It's our membership program. You get all your favorite Slate podcasts, like this one, ad-free. Just head on over to slate.com/whatnextplus to sign up. All right, we'll be back next week with more episodes. I'm Lizzie O'Leary. Thanks for listening.